Guess what I got asked? Yep, the classic "what's the deal with this idiom?" It's not rocket science. I will explain it, and you've got it covered today. Have you ever heard someone say, "It's not rocket science," and wondered what they meant? Well, it's not about rocket science at all. It's a figure of speech used to describe something that's not complicated or difficult to understand. To remember the meaning, think of rocket science as a complex and challenging subject. So, if something is not rocket science, it's easy to understand or do. Let me tell you a story. Sarah was feeling uncomfortable and confused when her boss said, "It's not rocket science." She thought her boss was talking about actual rocket science and felt embarrassed for not understanding. But her boss explained that it's just an idiom meaning something is not complicated. And from that day on, Sarah knew what it meant. Here's a story using "it's not rocket science." John was struggling with his math homework, but his teacher told him, "It's not rocket science, just follow the steps." John followed the steps and finished his homework in no time. Now, he knows that math is not rocket science. Fun fact 1. The idiom "it's not rocket science" originated in the US in the mid-20th century. Fun fact 2. The phrase rocket science was first used in the 1930s to describe the science of rocket propulsion. Fun fact 3. The idiom is often used in business, education, and everyday conversations. Fun fact 4. There's a book called "It's Not Rocket Science: 7 Game-Changing Traits for Uncommon Success" by Mary Spio. Fun fact 5. The idiom is sometimes used sarcastically to imply that something is, in fact, complicated or difficult. Here are 5 example sentences. 1. Cooking a simple meal is not rocket science. 2. Assembling a piece of furniture is not rocket science. 3. Driving a car is not rocket science. 4. Using a smartphone is not rocket science. 5. Learning a new language is not rocket science. It's easy to understand how to use the idiom "it's not rocket science." You can say, "Cooking a simple meal is not rocket science. It's easy." Or, "Learning a new language is not rocket science." Anyone can do it. Let's try a quiz. Which of the following is a correct usage of the idiom "it's not rocket science"? A. Solving a complex math problem is rocket science. B. Understanding a foreign language is rocket science. C. Making a sandwich is not rocket science. Answer: C, because it means that making a sandwich is not complicated or difficult. Another quiz. Which of the following is a correct usage of the idiom "it's not rocket science"? A. Flying a plane is not rocket science. B. Building a rocket is not rocket science. C. Solving a Rubik's Cube is not rocket science. Answer: C. Because solving a Rubik's Cube is not a complex and challenging task. Last quiz. Which of the following is a correct usage of the idiom "it's not rocket science"? A. Understanding a simple math problem is not rocket science. B. Writing a novel is rocket science. C. Making a rocket is rocket science. Answer: A. Because understanding a simple math problem is easy and not complicated. In summary, "it's not rocket science" is an idiom that means something is not complicated or difficult to understand. Remember, rocket science is complex and challenging. So if something is not rocket science, it's easy. You can use the idiom in business, education, and everyday conversations. And now, you know what it means.